hereby call this meeting of the Fangirls Club to order. I am Brielle.
And I'm Haley. And welcome to our very special Valentine's/Galentine's Day episode.
Yay!
And we are going to be talking about probably our favorite subject ever in all things, because it connects all things. And it really is what draws us into most things, and that is ships / relationships / our favorite TV, movie, book, etc. couples.
And just all the tropes.
Ship wars.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking all things romance.
Yeah.
And we'll see where it goes. I mean, we could talk about this forever and ever. We have.
We had to wear our lover cardigans.
Yay!
I know. They're so cute.
They're so cute and cozy. Perfect for Galentine's Day.
I know. Are we getting the Lover Deluxe album? What do you think? Unclear.
I always say, I'll take anything. And if not, that's also okay.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be awesome.
I think it'd be cute. Because what's that really popular song that's unreleased that everyone's obsessed with?
Need?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. There are a few rumored, but that's just one song. I know she's got more in the vault.
I know.
And she never
Will we ever get other vault songs if it's already Taylor's version?
And being her first album that she owned right off the bat, you would think she would have come out with a deluxe version like she has for most of her other albums.
I don't know. I guess she's been busy.
She's been quite busy, yes.
Haley.
Yes?
What did you fangirl over this week?
What did I fangirl over this week? I finally hit a stride with Fourth Wing. And, yes, of course, I am jumping on the bandwagon loud and proud. Xaden is the best.
Oh, my God.
There's something really, there's something less dangerous about him than, the more, I guess, SJM men, in my opinion.
Because it's not so high fantasy.
Yeah, maybe because they're in school, so it's different.
For now,
yes. But, he still obviously has that air of mystery to him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's very outspoken, too. I think I expected him to be a bit more of a recluse.
Moody.
I love him.
Oh, my God.
I appreciate what he and Violet bring out of each other.
Mm-hmm. I read was it last night or the night before? I read something in Iron Flame that Riddick said.
Yeah.
And I was cackling.
Really?
So late in the night. And Kenny was like, what's so funny?
Oh, my God.
So now I'm a big Riddick fan, too.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
I'm excited to get to know everyone more.
Yeah. I love them
all.
all.
I'm excited. I finished Shogun, and I'm not gonna talk about it. Gosh, what else? Oh, the Grammys happened on Sunday, and I actually watched. I usually don't watch awards shows because they're boring, but I was excited to see the performances.
Yeah, they
Sabrina
had a lot.
and Chapel especially, and they were amazing. And I was excited that Chapel won Best New Artist. Sabrina won, and I love Cowboy Carter. I don't care what people are saying. I think that it deserves all the awards, so I was happy.
Yeah, all the performances were so good. I loved the whole, not really a medley, they just went one after the other, but all the best new artists.
Me too,
Little Chunk was so good.
Doechii was amazing. I was freaking out.
I was dying at everyone saying it just looks like Revolting Children, though.
Yeah. I saw that too. That was
Matilda,
really funny.
it really does.
That was
and
fun.
Ray's performance.
Oh my God, amazing singer.
Yeah, that was so good.
And Cam, did you see that Cam from the Eras Tour?
Oh yeah, he was a clown.
Was in Chapel's performance. I was like, oh, cute.
Hers is
we
so
miss
good.
you. Are we talking about Chapel or Taylor Swift? Chapel's performance was amazing, but Taylor's dress
performance was amazing. Yeah, but yes, her little red dress.
I think that was one of my favorite looks of hers ever.
Mine was that green dress that I don't remember what she wore.
Oh, yeah. She had like straight but wavy hair with it. I remember that one.
But yeah, this I just liked the silhouette on the red ones. This red one was so much. It was
so good.
So cute.
Yeah, I like her in a short dress. She looked so good.
Yeah, she doesn't usually wear them, I guess. Award show wise or anything like that. Anything else?
Probably, but I can't think of anything.
I shed a tear because I knew I was going to wake up this morning to the loveliest sight I could. And we finally got a Fantastic Four trailer. And they showed more than I thought they would, to be honest. But still didn't show anything that, like, we don't know what we saw Galactus, which is going to be really cool. And they have Herbie, which is amazing. But we still don't really know what the plot line's necessarily going to be. And it's still mysterious of, is this going to connect into the actual MCU yet? Or is this first movie just going to be completely standalone because they're in a whole different world?
Right.
Just all of that stuff. The futuristic but 60, the design looks so cool.
Oh, the retro vibes are awesome.
Yeah.
The aesthetic is very, very good.
And we got cutesy patootsy Pedro as Reed. Ugh, his little white streaks in his hair killed me.
He's so cute.
He looks so good.
He's amazing.
And then we got Joseph. And he had one little line where he said hi. Joseph. And he just sounded like Eddie. And I was like, yay! I know. It was amazing.
No, I'm excited because I don't know anything about the Fantastic Four. I'm sure I've seen the other movies.
You didn't watch like the 2000s ones?
I think the 2000s ones are the ones that I have seen. I haven't seen the 2015 one with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, we don't really talk about that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I don't think. Maybe. But I wouldn't remember. I don't remember. So I'm excited for this.
The first
I'll
family.
be new. Yeah, I love that. I just love the whole the aesthetic around it. It's very cool.
It's third time's a charm, hopefully, and then MCU is also taking over. The same thing with Spider-Man of like,
right.
So this isn't going to be an origin story again. Like when they did Spider-Man, he already had his powers. He was already not established, but we didn't see that origin again. So with Fantastic Four, we've seen it twice, technically 3 times if you count the OG. So it's not going to be an origin. Obviously, as we saw, they already have like fans.
Right.
And they already have their powers. So I'm interested to see at what point we jump into it with them. And I guess that's going to have a lot to do with how it moves forward too. Of like,
that's exciting.
And they're like scientists and they're explorers. They're not like
I love the space
Avengers.
element.
They're not like fighters. They're like, so I'm excited to see in terms of what that means with
intellect.
Yeah, it's gonna be so sci-fi-y.
Yeah, I love that.
Space and science.
Cool. All I can, the only thing I have to throw in is I can attest for all 4 of these actors.
Yeah, that's so exciting.
Like Pedro, obviously, everyone knows at this point, but all 4 of those actors made the shows that they happened to be in, and for a lot of them, well, Joseph and Pedro, they came in late in their shows. Like Pedro came in late on Game of Thrones and was an instant favorite, one of my favorites the whole series, and he was just so phenomenal. And then Joseph obviously playing Eddie Munson late in Stranger Things and being an instant favorite character of all time. Vanessa Kirby I watched in The Crown, and she is almost all I remember from that entire experience, even knowing the story of Queen Elizabeth. Like, she is such a standout. Eben,
he's so funny.
I haven't watched The Bear yet.
I just only watched the first season, so I need to keep watching it.
Yeah,
but
I've watched him in Girls.
Oh yeah,
and he plays like the worst character, but you still love him because he's so good. So
that's why I'm so excited.
Fully confident.
Like, Ben is this. He turns into the Thing, obviously, but his whole thing is that like everyone thinks he's big and scary, but like he's just sweet. Yeah. He's just like a big softie, and he's just, I don't know. That's exciting to see. Even though yet again we're getting another rendition, it's just exciting to see already.
It's new for me, so I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's just
love his sound effects when he's clapping. Is so satisfying. The Rock.
Oh, when he's clapping. Oh yeah, it's like kind of hollow, but like
I
not
love it.
hollow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I think because of not only is it weirdly Jetsons-y,
Yeah.
but also they already have the extra excuse that it's in a different universe.
Mm-hmm.
So like I feel like they were able to kind of like get away with a bit more. Get away with isn't the right phrasing, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with that.
Differently too.
Yeah.
I mean, already I think the cinematography looks really cool. Like some of the shots were very
I love the coloring of it. Yeah,
purposeful and like
it looks very like
artistic. You know, it's cool. It's gonna be a standout for
like
sure.
the shot of Johnny like up in space and he's like slowly falling down. Like he just wants to explore.
Yep.
He
I
just
can't
wants
wait.
to go to space.
Love that.
I know. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And then Captain America's out next week, so I'm like my juices are coming.
Baby.
And then next month Daredevil. I'm like
Daredevil. I will be sat for.
I'm very excited.
Sat for Daredevil.
It's all coming.
I'm just waiting for Shang-Chi too.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's all I
if that
care
one's
about.
Getting greenlit. It's just.
I'll be so pissed.
I know.
I'll be so pissed.
I know. I don't.
But at the same time, in my opinion, Shang-Chi is a perfect movie. So like, if that's if that's like his one big one, then I'll be fine.
I just wonder if they're gonna start, if he's gonna be in Secret Wars, or if he's gonna be in Doomsday. Like,
jeez, there's
I wonder
so much to tie in at this point. Thunderbolts is happening, but there's so many other characters they've introduced.
I know.
What about the Eternals? What happens with the Eternals?
I don't think they're ever bringing that one back.
That's
I think
crazy.
Because I was thinking about that the other day in terms of like Harry Styles was there for 2 seconds. Remember
but
that?
Also, there was a huge downfall of Harry Styles in terms of his acting career when Don't Worry Darling came out. So I feel like it's probably him that's either like, I'm not doing this anymore, or studios. Never mind.
I still just toured for like 4 years straight.
And
so I don't know.
He just turned 31. He's living life. Or 30. I think he turned 30. God. Yeah, lots of Marvel coming up.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Love. We can go in a little bit of like a, not order, but like.
Let's walk down memory lane a little bit. What is one of the first experiences that you had when it came to like a fictional relationship that you obsessed over?
I feel like the big first one would be Twilight.
Really? Twilight? You think? 'Cause that's high school. Was there anything before that?
It was middle school.
Late middle school. Harry Potter came before that.
But I didn't. There's not like actual romance in Harry Potter. The first one that I like obsessed with is Twilight. That's when I felt like my life changed.
I forget that you had brothers and you kind of grew up like in a different realm than I did. Like you had 2 brothers, I had 2 sisters. And
I think.
Yeah, I mean, sure. In the way that we fangirl now, I read Harry Potter fairly young. Like I'd say by the time Goblet of Fire came out, that's the first one that I really read on my own when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely Harry and Cho Chang was like exciting for me. And in the book, they only have like one like date, and I was like obsessed and so excited about it.
I read the first few ones like with my family too, so I don't think
that's
I
hard.
Even thought of it in that way.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
I never read those. And those there's not like any. Okay, when she goes to Greece.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I feel like that was after Twilight though.
You think?
Yeah. The first thing that like I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I took a stab at like writing my own book after I read Twilight because I was like, I thought this like modern, it was my first romantic-y thing like that too. I was just like,
sure.
I just remember it changing my life.
No. You're so right. In terms of like a fandom surrounding like a couple or just fangirling over a ship.
Mm-hmm.
Twilight. I think for me, thinking in that vein, it would be Gilmore Girls and Jess and Rory.
Was that before?
Yep.
Yeah.
I watched that almost as it came out.
Yeah.
I was literally like 8 or 9 watching that crap. 10 maybe by the time Jess came around.
It only matters once he comes.
Yes.
Well, I feel like that goes into also of like, it wasn't at the same like caliber, but the first like romance love stories that we had was like Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up with all that, I know we both would say our favorite love story Disney movie is Tangled.
Yeah, favorite Disney.
But that didn't come out to 2010.
Right.
So even before that, like, what was your favorite one? Like, did you have a favorite?
Easy. Troy and Gabriella from High School Musical.
No. That was 2000. When did that come out? 9? 8?
Yeah, 2008, I think.
I was saying, like, growing up, like, classic Disney movies.
I mean,
like, princesses and, like, those movies. Did you have any?
Probably The Swan Princess.
Okay.
Thumbelina.
I know. Thumbelina's a big one.
Thumbelina kind of messed me up, though.
It got creepy at that one point.
It really, like, I think back on it with heebie-jeebies.
But I think I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
I think, like, oh.
You know what? Thumbelina might actually be our introduction to, like, dark romantasy.
Yeah, because she got, like, taken.
Yeah. And captured and
creepy, but, like, why do I like...
kind of remember. It's a weird feeling.
I'm scared.
Like, it's, like, flooding over me now. Yeah. The feeling of it.
And then he, like, saves her, and then they fly away, and they sing together, and I was like...
Exactly. And now I remember, like, always being so weirded out during that part. Mm-hmm. And then, like, the next day wanting to watch it again.
Yeah. Obsessed.
You know what? We might have unlocked something here. Maybe and that might be healing our trauma, too. By accepting, like, that was...
Very similar. Mine was Hercules and Meg.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's same situation in terms of, like, something happens to her.
Yeah.
And, like, he has to do everything he can, like, to save her. He doesn't care.
Hercules and Meg. And then lastly, definitely Aladdin and Jasmine. Because, again, Jasmine...
Oh, when she gets taken.
Jafar is kind of like, you're going to be my bride. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, everyone loved her red outfit, though.
Oh, the red outfit was so good. So, I mean, all those movies are really what kicked this off for probably so many.
Yeah.
So many people.
But it is all the ones that's, like, more of a...
Their stakes are high.
There's more, like, adventure and, like, stakes in it.
Yeah, not just, like, easy.
Romance.
Yeah, there has to be some large obstacle in the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Disney... You just can't beat it.
I know.
The OG. And then it just got weirder and as we started growing up.
But then, yeah, I think it was just then Twilight came in. I was like, well.
Yeah, Twilight was absolutely formidable for us.
This is my life now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was everything. It consumed my every thought. It really did. I mean, I had Edward cardboard cutout in my room. Mm-hmm. I had the Bite Me t-shirt. I saw the first movie 9 times in the theater.
Yeah, it just... I don't even know what it was. I still couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it's one of a kind. For some reason. Because now, everywhere you look, you could be like, I need a vampire werewolf book. And there are so many, but different. Because nothing will ever touch Twilight.
Yeah.
I can't wait to reread these books, man, and see, because I know how different the movies are.
Everyone that rereads them, it's always, like, not nearly as good as I remember.
Because, don't get me wrong, I love the movies, but by the time the 3rd, 4th, 5th movies were coming out, I was like, I saw them all at midnight release, but, like, I was kind of getting past the heavy phase. For me, it was the books. I was like,
the second she turned into a vampire, I was back.
Yeah, I was excited,
but I was so in.
I think because I wasn't reading them I don't know. I was moving on to other things by that point.
And then once I learned that they, like, other vampires have, like, other powers, and it got more exciting that way, I was so down.
But it was better in the books, all that stuff.
I loved it.
So good in the books. But yeah, we don't have Twilight on on some of our lists, so we have to have to give it some love.
Yeah, they just don't have. It doesn't have it.
It's just sort of all encompassing.
I think it's the OG
in terms of, like, becoming a fangirl over
a relationship.
And I think more than anything, it's the original, like, ship war.
Yeah.
Love triangle.
The OG
it's the ultimate. It
love
really
triangle.
is.
I know.
You can't have Edward without Jacob and vice versa. And even I'll admit that.
And I feel like it was, like, the most, controversial one because there were so many people that were heavily on both sides.
Yeah. You don't see that.
Yeah, because usually if there's a love triangle, it's like the two that are actually really together, and then people just kind of ship this third one that's there. You know what I mean?
Which I think, as much as we all argue online about it, would be so awesome if Sarah J. Maas did that with ACOTAR 6 and gave us like heavy Aleutian Elriel love triangle. And bring it back to the good old days.
I know. I mean, it already is. There's not an actual inkling of who she's going to be with or what the next book is even about. And people are every single day losing their minds about it.
I think, it's a smart move. It's the smartest move.
It hasn't even come out. It's crazy.
No matter our feelings.
I know.
But yeah, I miss, because reading the books, I remember, like, by the time the movies came out, I was so diehard Edward. Like, I was like, fuck Taylor. Sorry, Taylor. But I was like, I don't care about Jacob at all. I'm going into these, like, fully Team Edward. But when I was reading the books, I was like, I'm pulled into each of these. It was so good.
New Moon is one of the
best. It's the
best things I've ever encountered.
Well, because you get so many extremes in that book. Mm-hmm. She falls fully in love with Jacob. They fall in love with each other.
They're so cute.
And then you get that intent, like that rescue, her going to the Volturi at the end was also just like, I can't even believe she's doing this. And it'll always be the OG.
Yeah, a heavy, like, I can't think of another good, like, love triangle. Like, what's another one that, like, even lives up to it, you know?
I don't know. None. How about a couple favorites?
Okay.
What is your favorite rom-com movie?
Like, one of the best rom-coms in terms of, like, actual relationship and, like, couple is 13 Going on 30 for me.
Uh-huh.
Because they're, like, the sweetest. And there is something about Mark Ruffalo in that movie that, like, every single time I watch it, I'm like...
He's so cute.
I get so giddy. And it's, like, he's just so cute and he's so sweet in that movie.
Uh-huh.
Because sometimes rom-coms are always, like... It's a lot of more high school-y.
Or they're like jerks to each other.
Yeah. Or it's, like, the fake dating situation. Like, it's all very, like... Rom-com always felt more frenemies, fake dating, younger or just high school type of stuff. But, like, I feel like 13 Going on 30 was such a good... They were 30, you know, like an older rom-com. I absolutely love it every single time.
So good.
The yearning that man has in that movie, just...
I've only seen it, like, once or twice.
Oh, my God, it kills me. It's so...
I do love...
Good.
Both of them, though.
And he is so cute when he shows up to her work party and she forces him to do the Thriller with her. And he's so like scene. Awkward about it. And it's so cute.
Adorable.
I love them. They're one of my top rom-com couples, 1,000%.
Yeah.
What else did I write? I wrote something else.
27 Dresses.
But I don't even know if that's like the couple. I don't even think it's the couple. I think it's just young James Marsden. And 27 Dresses, like, made me want to flip tables.
He was so cute.
Him getting drunk and singing Benny and the Jets is one of my favorite things in my life.
Yeah. It's a great rom-com.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I have a couple of thoughts. I'm not a rom-com girly, but I do watch Love Actually every year around Christmas time. I do love that movie a lot. There are many little tropes in that movie.
There's lots of couples.
Lots and lots of couples. And yeah, I think that's a really cute one. But rom-com, I do think The Idea of You has risen to the top of my list quickly. That movie I have already watched like 5-6 times.
It's so good.
It's really cute. And I just think Anne Hathaway shines in it. Like she's so...
She shines in all of them.
She's so amazing. Yeah, of course. And I love Nicholas Galatine. I just love him.
Ooh, that's a good point of like Anne Hathaway. Princess Diaries too.
Basically, yeah, most Anne Hathaway movies for sure.
That's a good rom-com.
Princess Diaries, it's all on its own. I feel like it's its own genre.
But like couple-wise, the first movie,
I don't. Yeah.
But the second one
with Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Again, I've only seen the second one once. I think.
So good.
I'll have to watch those.
Oh, man.
I'll have to watch those soon.
Because they're like a classic, like, butting heads and kind of enemies to lovers. Not really enemies, but.
It's that's my. I don't like when they're mean to each other. And
yes, you do.
In so many. I don't think I just don't like the modern.
Moderns. Anything modern.
If we could do some, like, romantic, like.
Where's the romantic
some fantasy rom-com. Is what Princess Bride, would we consider that sort of a rom-com love story?
Is it romantasy? It's not really fantasy. It's just in another time.
I mean, yeah. It's close enough. Oh,
yeah.
I love The Wedding Singer. I was going to put that on my list, too. That's one of my favorite movies. Adam Sandler, I think, is precious in that movie.
He's got some good rom-coms.
When he does his little shy smile, I just love him.
He's cute.
Yeah, he was
50
such a
First
cutie.
Dates.
Oh, yeah. There's so many good ones. The Idea of You. Yeah,
that's
Idea of You is probably my favorite. That I'll gladly watch anytime.
Because
like, I can't think of any other.
That's a good yearning one. I don't think I've ever enjoyed an age gap before.
Yeah. It's a little pretty uncomfy usually.
Yeah.
I tried to watch that Zac Efron, Nicole Kidman one with Joey King as well.
Oh, that's like her daughter.
Yes. And I could keep watching it. I stopped it because I was doing something else, but The Idea of You, though, it's so good.
Yeah. And at the end of the 5 years, and he, like, to the day, like, comes back to...
It's perfect. I think it's a perfect little movie.
They're cute.
What's your favorite romance drama?
Sing me a song of a last. That's on in my household all the time. Outlander.
Outlander's your favorite? It's crazy that you just watched this, and it's your favorite.
What else would there be? Drama?
Like a movie, Titanic.
They knew each other for like 3 days. Relax.
Damn. You can't beat how epic and dramatic that love story is. Spanning decades and decades and decades.
I just remember being so about the first 4 episodes, maybe even 5. I was like, because I don't usually do historical anything in general. So I was like, we'll see. I had it on. And the second, like, it started getting, like, the littlest bit that he was, like, you could tell he was, like, interested. They're just...
Yeah, you were waiting for that spark, too.
Yeah.
And once the spark happened, it was game over. I remember that feeling, too.
Oh, my God. And they're just... The two of them together, they just killed it.
Because you forget, like, she had just married Frank. Like, you forget how it starts. She was on her honeymoon.
Well, their second honeymoon.
Her and Frank.
Because they don't know each other anymore after the war.
Right.
So they were trying to get to know each other again. So he takes her on a trip, and then she dips. She didn't mean to.
Disappears.
She didn't mean to. But I almost threw something, like, I'm usually pretty tame in a moment like that. I almost threw something across the room when he went to take her back to the Stones and surprised her. And he was like, I'm not taking you home to Lollybrook. I'm taking you home to, like, where you belong. And then she shows up in the middle of the night.
I know.
And she said, take me home to Lollybrook. I almost died.
And, that was so satisfying.
He cried.
I know. It was so satisfying because this was coming off of the very end of Game of Thrones. So I was in this headspace when I watched it. I was in this headspace of, like, something bad happens and it's just bad. And you don't get your happy ending. And, like, in a show like this that was already proving to be very dramatic and some bad things happen for him, for that to, him to be sending her home. I'm like, well, sure, I guess this is it. There's no way she's going to do something as romantic and sort of cheesy as, like, come back and be like, can you bring me home to Lollybrook? And I sobbed. I'll never forget.
The two of them, I don't know, dude.
Jamie and Claire.
They will fight till the ends of the earth for each other. And I think it's just, like, every time they so repeatedly get into very similar situations all of the time. It's kind of exhausting, but every single time I'm like, what are they going to do?
Finding your soulmate across centuries is crazy.
Well, the crazy thing is technically like anyone can travel.
Yeah.
If you have that in your bloodline.
Yeah.
But like the whole point of it is like still in the show at least they're trying to figure out like what is really the driving force that takes you to time wise, year wise, takes you to the year that it takes you to. And like it took her to him.
Yeah.
And they're like not family yet. They don't even know each other yet, but it took her to him, and that just like will always make me
it's insane.
Nauseous.
And all the shit she has to go through. Both of them. But, oh my God.
She gave up toilets for that.
Oh my God. Yes. Now that's romance.
I know.
That's love.
Yeah, I think I didn't brainstorm enough to think of anything else because that's the only one that I even thought of.
I think that's good. I think if you have a favorite, you have a favorite.
I was just trying to say, like, even before I watched it, not even a year ago, I don't know what I would have said.
Sure.
What about you?
Moulin Rouge. Moulin Rouge is my favorite movie, period. But it is my favorite romance love story ever told. And yeah, I watched this movie pretty young. I was probably like 9 or 10 when I first saw it. I think like I was really obsessed with Rent at the time. And my dad was like, oh, you'd probably like this movie. And so I watched
the Rent movie.
Moulin Rouge, and I was obsessed. Immediately got the soundtrack. And then one time in high school, I got pneumonia. And I was admitted to the hospital. And I was staying over. I had to stay overnight at the hospital a couple nights. And I was like talking to this boy who.
At the hospital?
I was texting him.
Oh.
Yeah, I was texting.
Like, did you have a hospital fling?
Oh, no, that would have been so cute.
Wow.
I know. I mean, this was during Twilight.
So you were probably like.
More hospitals, but it was during Twilight. So I definitely, I had this one doctor.
You had a crush on a doctor?
Like
Carlisle?
Mom and I were both like in love with him. And I remember she brought her digital camera one day so that we could take a picture with him.
Poor dude's like, I don't want to be here.
She asked him if he would take a picture with us, and he was so sweet. Anyway,
that is too much.
I was in the hospital with pneumonia, and all I wanted to do was watch Moulin Rouge and cry over and over and over again, and I did. And I was like texting this boy, and I was like watching Moulin Rouge, and I remember being like, what am I doing? This boy is never going to love me the way that Christian loves a teen. And I like stopped talking to him then and there.
He could have been your one true love.
Definitely not. He definitely had like a 2.0 grade average and didn't do any extracurriculars, so he was going nowhere. He wasn't a writer like Christian. And he didn't sing Elton John the way that Ewan McGregor does.
No one does. I remember hearing Roxanne for the first time.
Come on. Yeah, nothing beats it. I'm sorry, but like, and I do love the musical. I think it's super fun. And I had a big fangirl crush on Aaron Tveit, but not even he could top the way that Ewan McGregor sings that. And Ewan McGregor is not a singer. You know what I mean? It's his act. I mean, the way he plays that role is just something else. The yearning, exactly.
Also, like, what's his name? Who also sings in the song?
Who also sings in the song?
In Roxanne.
Roxanne. Dun, dun.
Anyway, there's something about like.
Not me watching this movie 100 times.
Another like creepy guy that's like also. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're kind of like. That like. And that's what's interesting about the musical is they actually make him kind of like appealing. And that was I liked that spin. Oh, if they had just kept the original and they wanted it to be kind of jukeboxy, which is what it is. There are some good changes, but anyway, if they had kept the original music the way it was and added that twist with an appealing Duke, that would have been crazy. And even in the movie, if they had made him
a little bit more, yeah.
No, Satine was meant to be with Christian. I love that movie, and I think it's the perfect love story.
The perfect love story.
Perfect tragic love story.
I was going to say, doesn't exactly have...
I know, but it has that, that Titanic effect where it's, like, doomed from the start. But
yeah.
Okay, I think that covers, like, our favorite, like, rom-com, favorite drama.
Older ones.
Like, in terms of romance.
Can I...
What?
I don't know. I don't think I have it listed anywhere in here because, again, it's not necessarily the couple, but, like, Peeta Mellark really did something for me growing up, too. Like,
and he's so different from some of the others because he's very soft. He's a soft boy, And usually in
That's
media,
the opposite of a
like
shadow
that.
daddy.
Yeah, he is.
He's like a little sunshine baby boy.
But he does have that element of, like, he'd do anything.
And he does.
And he does.
If
and
he
it's Peeta
wanted to sacrifice himself.
And Peeta did.
Does.
Yeah. Oh, no. We have to pour one out for Peeta.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't think I really have it listed somewhere else. But, because they're not romantic.
And that's
as
what
a
I
couple.
like about the story.
Yeah.
I really do like story first, and then, this the romance plot line. And at least I've seen the movies, so it's like, I like the way that they did that. And Josh Hutchins, like, he just added so much to that role.
I don't think they could have found a singular person that would have done it better.
That is a casting where I would say, like, you hit the absolute jackpot.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
It wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked the way that it did without him.
Honestly, casting
job,
in all
Josh.
of that movie, just
So
top
good.
tier casting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, real quick.
What?
I know you had some favorite tropes and stuffs listed.
Yes.
What are your top 3 out of some of these? Just real quick.
My top 3 tropes. I love a slow burn. I love a slow burn because I lose interest once the action starts happening.
Together.
Yeah. I want the burn to last forever. And
but it needs good reason to last forever.
Yes.
If it's lame, then you also lose interest.
Totally. Hunt and Bryce are a great example of that in Crescent City. I think that whole first book, their slow burn was great. And then, she tried to keep it going with things in the second book.
I really did give her props. I hated it because I was like, well, why aren't they together?
Yeah,
but at the same time, I'm like, yay.
Yeah. Great slow burn. So slow burn, probably, well, this is very specific. I love, like, bubbly, kind of outgoing girl. And, like,
Grumpy versus Sunshine trope?
Yes. I think Grumpy versus Sunshine, for sure. Sort of a Betty and Jughead and Jess and Rory, for sure, kind of vibe.
Yeah, because that goes very into your other one that you really like. It's very similar to, like, He Only Likes Her.
He Only Likes Her is my favorite trope.
It's very Grumpy Sunshine. Like, it's very, like, kind of usually goes together.
Yeah, there's nothing I love more than he comes out of his shell only for her. And he goes above and beyond only for her, and he hates everyone else. That's, like, my favorite thing ever. And she's beloved by all.
Yeah.
That's why I love that. I think it's the best. Yeah. So you can't go wrong with enemies to lovers, but I don't know that. You know what? No, I scratched that from the record. Not my favorite.
Enemies to lovers?
Yeah. Opposites attract. Pretty good. What are yours?
I would say enemies to lovers, but yeah, like, it doesn't have to be enemies. But, like, the clear, like, Xaden, Violet in the beginning. I was just like, there's clear reasons that they don't like each other.
Yeah.
Or that they're, like, bickery towards each other. Or that I love when the girl is mean to him and, like, actually really hates him. But he, like, kind of flirts or
his way
is
in.
nice to like, tick her off at first. But then, like, you never can tell the line, or she can never tell the line of, like, when he's doing it actually on purpose now, not just to piss her off. I don't know what that is, but it gets me every single time.
And I feel like we haven't read anything where it's truly enemies to lovers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Xaden and Violet might be the
that's
closest so far.
I need to get into my Draco Hermione.
Oh yeah. Fanfic.
I think that's where I might go later this year or something like that.
First iteration.
Because that is enemies to lovers.
That's the first iteration of book talk I'd ever heard of. And this was way back when.
Manacled.
Even before, even before TikTok really was a thing. I was hearing about that.
Yeah.
And I think I tried it and I didn't like it. So
yeah, that's true. Like I haven't read like a full on like enemies.
Yeah. I think it would drive me crazy, and not in a good way.
But I don't know if would you actually like it though, because that usually typically would mean it's a very slow burn.
That's true. I know.
It depends.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, that's true.
Delivered. That's good.
I want to find like an actual good enemies delivers, not just like they can't stand each other, like enemies.
Like Xaden and Violet, he's her wing leader, so they have to work together. Work together and.
But I liked that it was set up that like they, name wise, are enemies.
Naturally have to be
because of their last names.
Yes,
they were.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd say enemies to lovers, definitely slow burn. Forbidden love is like usually pretty good.
Oh yeah.
But I also do sometimes love like a fake dating situation. Again, or even neither of them. Like if they think the guy flirting or something like is just for show or just pretend or fake for some reason. But like then later you learn that he was actually doing it because he wanted to.
To all the boys, so cute. That's a good example of that.
Yeah.
Peter, adorable.
I know.
Peter and Cubby were so cute.
Dude, I loved that first movie.
Yeah.
I thought they were the cutest things ever.
Yeah, the fake date's cute. I like fake dating too. Jamie and Claire, kind of. At the very beginning. Fake Mauied. That was a lot of things.
It turned not fake very quickly.
You right. You're right.
Same day. But yeah, well what is that? Forced marriage?
Forced proximity. But
they were also like star-crossed lovers at the same time.
So many
like
things.
There's so many.
They're everything.
Tropes are hard.
I think an honorable mention for me, but it's heartbreaking, is the like one of them fell in love too early and the other fell in love too late, because like two of my, I can't say favorite shows because they broke my heart so much, was Normal People with Daisy Edgar Jones and Paul Mescal, and One Day also, where like she was mature enough to recognize the love but he wasn't ready, and then like he realized it later, like later in life, and she was like nah, or died.
Do you like love triangles at all?
I do I do like love triangles. I mean,
I don't know if I do. I think it just makes me sad.
It can be I guess they can be frustrating, but I mean, why? I mean, you can't not like them if you're as obsessed with Twilight as we are.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Someone's always sad.
Yeah. It's not my favorite. Like, again, I'll say it again, I think like ACOTAR could be a good opportunity for it, because there are so many characters and so many female main characters that like we get a little bit of everything from each one. So like it'd be cool.
There hasn't been one she's done yet.
Exactly. It'd be a good switch up.
Yeah.
Do you think that Bryce and Hunt and Therion was a love triangle?
But they have a throuple?
That would have been awesome. That over Hunt, Bryce, and Azriel. Everyone loves that. That's for another day. Anyway.
Don't get me started.
Forbidden Love is another fave.
Yeah, like when you can't.
That's Moulin Rouge. I mean,
that's why I was so excited about the fake engagement in Crescent City, because it would have been for like almost forbidden, like, and then it's juicy.
Yeah, Bryce and Hunt would have had that. They would have actually had an obstacle to overcome, whereas in the first one,
it was each other.
There was a touch of, it was kind of like enemies to friends to lovers, a little bit.
Never
really enemies. It was just sort of maybe forced proximity to friends to lovers.
But it also had like bodyguard trope.
Yeah. So yeah, that would have been a really cool
to
actually then keep them apart, because they were so. Oh, Sarah.
Yeah.
Should we move into some of our specific couples? So we have some superlatives.
Let's do some rapid fire
to shell out for some of our favorites. Here are the superlatives. Some of our favorite couples and our favorite moments.
Okay.
Ships that are not canon, but you wish were. And we have the same one for this.
The only one that matters.
It's the only one that matters, and that is Zutara from Avatar: The Last Airbender. So canonically in the series, Katara ends up with Aang, and they live a long and happy life together, have many children and grandchildren, and he's the Avatar, and she is this phenomenal water tribe healer, and that is not how I wanted it to go. From the second Zuko, well, not necessarily the second he popped up on the screen, but
because talk about enemies to lovers.
There was so much there, and if it were actually made for made for our demographic, then I think it would have happened. And I know that it would piss so many people off, but is there a chance in the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender to at least explore?
I think it's the only thing they can do right.
Here's a love triangle that I will accept.
No.
Just Zutara.
Kick Aang out. He's too cute.
He's a baby.
Yeah,
Aang
weird.
is a baby.
I get they're all children, but like...
They're all kids, right.
He should have been with Toph.
And they all grow up together. They all go on this journey.
Yeah.
And it's been Aang and Katara from the start. But that doesn't mean they have to end up together.
No.
Oh my God.
When they're like, when they help
clear.
each other secretively and like, because they're the only ones deep down that get to understand each other's like anger.
Yeah, the loss of a parent. Like, and sure, Aang lost his entire
We love Aang.
Like,
look.
temple, but okay.
But it would have been the greatest romance in history.
Absolutely. So, I'm hoping for a little glimpse of it in the live action adaptation. And I think there already kind of has been. So anyway, but yes, Zutara, easily the best ship that never really was.
Never. They should have had
I can't think of any others.
They should have at least had like a weird moment where their hands accidentally touched and it was weird. Anything.
I know. I mean, really, in the animated series, like just their private moments where she's willing to help him is enough for you to be like, oh, come on. Like, he clearly feels something for her. It would have been so good. Anyway, amazing. Favorite fictional wedding?
Cece and Schmidt.
Such a good one.
Oh my God. And even it's just like the song they picked too, I think does it to me sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's just so cute and it's so sweet. Oh my God. And everything that happens just like in that weekend alone. And like he goes on the plane to try and get her mom, but then he gets stuck on the plane.
I know.
Because it doesn't even matter because her mom did come.
Schmidt is another breed of only likes her. Like, he is loud and charismatic and like is always doing the most and gets with a lot of ladies. But like, from day one, Cece is it for him.
Puts the money in the jar and he goes, "Girl, I'm gonna marry you."
And so yeah, when their wedding finally came, it was the best. That's a good one. Definitely one of the best TV weddings.
I feel like when I was trying to think of weddings, though, like TV ones are the only ones I could really think of.
Yeah.
I guess Twilight is great wedding.
Oh, yeah. Just for the music and the dress and
the whole,
his
like,
vows.
Cinematography. Yeah, his vows.
His speech, yeah.
She just goes...
Yeah, with her.
Bella. What about you?
Easily Ben and Leslie in Parks and Rec.
They have a very similar one.
It's quite simple and understated, but the way it comes together is just, I cried the entire couple episodes that it really spans. I mean, just them deciding to just do it on this night and with the whole town there and her dress being made out of like newspaper clippings. Like, it's just it's so true to the show. And they were just such a fun surprise as a couple when they got together. Enemies to lovers. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I would ever say they were enemies, though. It's hard. I guess it's hard to really pick and choose what enemies means.
Low-key enemies to lovers.
To everyone, yeah. And I liked April
and Andy's wedding?
And Andy's wedding, too.
I was going to say, that was also...
They had another cute one.
Really sweet. I mean, when they did touching moments right on that show.
Yeah.
Like, it was all very ridiculous and high comedy until they decided to like
specific
strike
yeah
your hearts, like pull at your heartstrings.
But I think that's what made it so good, is because the rest of it is so out there and wacky, and then all of a sudden they pull that stuff and you're like, oh god,
it's so good, and they do it so well.
I know.
Love it.
What is your favorite first kiss?
I mean, I probably could think probably should have thought back, but it's just
fresh on your mind.
It's top of mind, and I've been thinking about it, and it's Vi and Xaden in Fourth Wing, obviously.
They have a good one.
I love a kiss. Like, I love just like a first kiss scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it usually comes after the slow burn, but then there's still more to go. So like, it's
because
like
they're usually like, oh, it was a mistake.
Yeah.
It's just I didn't mean it.
Yeah, it's like a nice sweet spot. So
yeah.
But Vi and Xaden's first kiss, so good.
Mm-hmm.
Just the writing of it was great.
Later, when he said, I thought you were gonna have your thunder powers, and she's like, what? How would you have known?
Oh yeah,
it was because like the night you first kissed me.
Yes. Oh yeah, I died at that.
It was very funny to read, but I loved the aspect of that, like, they both felt all twisted because they can feel their dragon's emotions.
Yeah.
And so that's why she was, like, all heated and confused, and he was like, you get used to it.
Yeah. I know.
Ugh.
Yeah. I loved it. I literally am trying to think of another.
Yeah, Nick and Jess is my favorite one.
Yeah.
I think they have the best first kiss just
best on-screen first kiss ever.
It's just like that hallway. They always do stuff in that hallway, and it's just because their rooms are across from each other, and they're just so cute.
Yeah. I love Nick Miller. Such a cutie. I love all those boys.
Nothing makes me happier than coming across like a good TikTok montage of like just random funny new girl edits every time.
God, I know. What do you think of the discourse where people think that the Nobody Wants This first kiss tops the new girl first kiss? I definitely don't agree. But people are like, it was like a trend. It was like trending. Yeah, they go on their date, and then she's going to get an Uber, and he's like, or we could kiss, and they kind of like talk about it, and then they do it. And I don't like that.
I don't remember it.
Yeah.
It was good, I guess. I liked the show. I thought they
loved
were cute.
that show.
Yeah. But no, I don't. Does not top Nick and Jess.
I don't think anything tops Nick and Jess, truly.
No, because their definition even in some of the too.
Even some of the dramas. I can't think of anything. Oh, best love profession of love.
Oh, well, duh. I feel like this is the only one that ever matters.
Okay.
Well, because he gets a whole chapter.
Yes.
Reese and ACOTAR. And the best part about it, too, is that, like, it was near the end of the second book.
Yeah.
Like, it took a whole ass journey. And then this whole chapter of him explaining it goes back in time over that whole journey. And he explains the whole thing. And that, like, he knew all along. And that, like, he did everything he could to stay away as long as it kept her happy. Because he's the most handsome High Lord.
He's the most handsome High Lord.
Sometimes it's just, like, usually, like, oh, I love you. And they're like,
yeah.
Me too.
Or it's, like, forced out of them somehow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But, like, the ones that it's, like, almost has to be explained.
Yeah.
And there's, like, backstory to it.
Yes.
That's the good shit.
I think on that note, that's why I think Anthony and Kate is also a good one. For both of them.
The one that he's, like, angrily yelling at her first.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The pining that whole time. They had everything thrown against them, too. Like.
Yeah, it is funny. Like, when I think of Bridgerton, I think of that season first.
Yeah. 100%.
I liked the first season.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I still just always think of season 2.
That and Queen Charlotte. I loved that one. But
From the Mole. That's another good one.
That's a good one, too. What's your favorite ship? Period. You have 3 here.
Well, that was in the middle of me brainstorming, and then I saw on the notes that you were watching me, so then I stopped.
We were actively texting each other through the Notes app.
I got nervous.
In different locations today. Don't judge me, LOL. Laughing emojis. It's okay because it's hard.
Because it's hard right now in terms of like these are all so new. So I was trying to think of like, okay, hold on, let me pull from everything, but then it gets overwhelming.
It does.
But if I'm trying to think of like romance, all these really good ones are very recent.
Yeah.
And I started listing Xaden and Violet from Fourth Wing, but I'm not even done the series yet.
That is a bold move, yeah.
So I'm only halfway in the whole series, and the series isn't even done.
No.
So
it's a bold claim.
But that's why I'm also like, it's got to be so good. Even before I got halfway through the whole series, I'm like...
Fair.
But yes, I think right now, just in my mind, it's like a tie between Jamie and Claire. Yeah. Because I just feel like those, like, that's just like, those are one of the ones that, like, how do you beat that? Or just like ACOTAR. And like Reese and Pharaoh, just like another one. I was just like, that is like romance. Just like, they're just star-crossed lovers, the fated mates. I think that one just always gets me. So those two, I think, are going to be my top two.
Those are good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just one that has withstood the test of time. It was, like I said, it was one of my first ship obsessions ever, and that has to be Rory and Jess. To this day, like, I feel as strongly, if not more strongly, about being on Team Jess and Rory. Like, this is a 21 year, almost a 20-year ship at this point for me. And yeah, I stand by them forever.
It's just that the fact that they didn't, and they didn't ever end up together. Like,
yep.
I can't believe they even had a whole reboot.
But everything about, like, that's how it is being in the, like, you know, being obsessed with a ship is any morsel you get, you eat it up and you overanalyze it and you let it convince you in your mind that it's enough.
It's not Bughead?
Bughead.
Where's Riverdale in any of this?
Bughead is in my last one.
Oh. What's the last one?
The ship that we wish we got more of.
Oh. And we got lots of them.
Right.
But
it's fair to say that we got like 3 seasons worth of Bughead, but there are 7 seasons of this flipping show.
Okay, well, does the last season count where they're in a quad?
No. And I can respect the quad, okay? I'm not saying I'm against a quad, but I'm against the Riverdale quad. I don't care. They said, fine, we'll put them all together. It was a cop-out. It was a cop-out, and they know it.
It was.
Very strongly about them, too. Not quite Jess and Rory, but I wish I had more of that. I wish that they had reconciled. But this is, a trope I've developed all on my own. Or what would it be? Right place, wrong time kind of thing.
The ones that were never to fully be.
Never meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sucks. I have Jarrah. John B. and Sarah.
Oh, Jarrah?
Yeah.
Oh, you see John B. was at the Grammys?
Yeah, he was having the time of his life. He dates Kelsey Ballerini.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
he came on and I was like, oh, John B. And
John B.
And JJ was there too.
Oh.
What was he there for?
Just having fun. Anyway. What's the ship you wish we got more of?
And look.
Like how you... Okay.
What?
Spelling is funny.
Did I mess it up?
Yeah, just keep going.
There's nothing, like, honestly about the series that I would change. But deep in my heart and who I know I am, it could have even been the tiniest bit better if we got a little bit more of, like, the actual romance story of Ron and Hermione.
I completely agree.
I know that's not what this story is about whatsoever.
We have to preface everything by saying that because we just want the romance in everything possible.
I mean, you barely get any Harry and Ginny, and like the series is called Harry Potter.
But
so
how
like
crazy
I know
that we were rooting for them the whole time, and there's never really
nothing.
Just an inkling.
I
Talk about a
love
slow burn.
Ron and Hermione, and the fact that you don't get anything until the very last book and not even kind of the second to last movie, but still even more so the last one. All of a sudden in that movie he turns it and you can see like yearning Ron, and I'm like,
I know.
God, there's something in it.
They're older.
I know, but they're just so sweet in terms of like, it's almost annoying to witness between all the other books of like, why are you guys like always kind of fighting?
Yeah,
like,
I know.
What is going on? Like, you're not even flirting. Like, you're just mad at each other all the time.
They just poke fun
at
each other
until all of a sudden at the end you're like, I love them.
Yes,
and it's so good.
I completely agree. It's a great brand of like friends to lovers of like sibling. Well, no. I'm not gonna say sibling. I'm not gonna say sibling. But they make fun. They just like poke fun at each other, and they don't let themselves feel their real feelings.
I know, and I get they're teenagers, so it's like makes sense that they like are trying to sift through their feelings and they don't understand and like blah 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 blah.
But it's kind of sucks when like you get their minute of romance at the very end, and then you get the epilogue. And they're suddenly old and have babies, and you're like,
yeah, okay. I know. I mean, it's the same with like Harry and Ginny. Like, there's, and then don't even get me started on movie Harry and Ginny. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah,
but I love them. Yeah, and I just wish we got the tiniest of anything of them.
I know, but we'll still love them forever, even though you're gonna read the Draco Hermione fanfic.
I am like a big Ron Hermione person. I agree. I love them. Yeah. But I feel like I could really get down with some Draco.
Because I think like we felt like Tom and Emma.
I think there's like deep down there's that. And then people are just like, even the edits, like there's not a single anything in these movies
that gives you an indication that they're into each other.
Somehow people will put together edits and I'm like, wow, they really were good together.
It's the greatest craft of our time.
Yeah.
Our fan edits, truly.
Yeah, to like put together
fan art, fan edits, fan fics, everything. Like, kudos.
It's amazing. Maybe that's the enemies to lovers. Yeah.
I think I tried to jump into that without having read, period, in so long. And I was like, instantly just kind of like, whoa, this is a lot right off the bat. Yeah. So now that I've dipped my toe back and we've read some kind of wild stuff, I would try it again. Definitely. Some honorable mentions though.
Oh yeah,
Stancy.
I don't know where that would have fit in.
Love triangle. It's not even a love triangle because she's just fully been with both of them, so now it's just like, what are you doing?
but she's slowly becoming more of like, if she doesn't end up with him, like I'm gonna be pissed.
You're going to be pissed?
I think so.
Me too.
I think over time I was like, oh, her and Jonathan can be cute, blah, 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 blah. But once they got together, not interested anymore.
Exactly. And let's also, like, Jonathan, you don't have to be the most ambitious, successful person, whatever. But Jonathan, Nancy is. And Jonathan, it seemed like it was going in a direction where he was going to start to slow her down a bit. I don't like that. Yeah. And maybe that was Steve way back then. But Steve has grown up.
He just
Steve's ready to step up and be that guy for her.
I know.
So
I don't see a world where all three of them live at the end.
They're going to throw them together.
They're a throuple.
Great.
It's not what any of them need.
I think Steve... It's just another one of those things. We just want Steve to be happy. But at this point, you have one more season. You can't introduce someone for him. I think the whole point is that it's always been Nancy.
It will always be.
So it has to be like, he has to die or they have to be together.
You're not putting that in the universe. Stop it.
But they can't kill Steve. That would piss.
And I think that's exactly why they would do it.
It would be way too that'd be over the edge. No. They can't kill Eddie and then kill Steve.
I know. Was Jonathan gonna die and then her and Steve just end up
together?
together?
You can't kill the guy, our demographic, you can't kill Eddie and Steve and leave us with Jonathan. No thanks.
But are they gonna kill Jonathan? And then she's just like, okay, Steve, you're up.
No, they shouldn't. They can't do that either.
That's what I'm saying.
I know. I don't know what's going to happen.
Maybe she just dies and then they're like, well, then they get together.
That would suck.
I know.
I really don't want anyone to die.
I know. There's not a single one that I'd be like, oh, okay. Maybe Mike.
No, I love Mike. I think Mike is he's kind of the funniest character. He just has the funniest reaction. Sassy Will. Sassy Mike was cute when he was young.
Yes.
And now he's just mean.
Yeah.
He's just mean.
Honorable mentions, yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
Stancy
is an honorable mention. I don't want to end this on a sad note.
I know. Do we have any other honorable mentions? Who did you have listed on the bottom? Who is that? Oh, God! I was like, who the hell is Bill and Frank?
Bill and Frank from The Last of Us.
I thought you said not ending it on a sad note.
That's why I wasn't going to say it. And you were like, oh, who did you write in the last one? And I wasn't going to stop you.
Who Bill and Frank was.
Bill and Frank, I think it's just one of those like standalone, love stories for the ages.
That's better than Titanic.
Bill and Frank is better than the Titanic because also we forget it. They were alone together for almost 20 years.
Every day.
And they were
just
so in love.
To eat their strawberries.
Absolutely one of the best episodes of television that I will never watch again.
I was going to say that I'm never going to watch it. I will watch that one time and I'm never watching it again.
I was like, this is fucking me up. But like, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Stancy, Peta, Bill, and Frank. Great. Oh, you didn't mention Minorian.
Oh. Well, yeah, I didn't do my... Yeah.
You just got so tangled up in Bughead.
Moving back to... just real quick, back to ships we wish we got more of. And I commented this... I've commented this on so many people's posts and videos. Mm-hmm. If I don't get a Manon and Dorian novella in my lifetime, put it on the gravestone. Put it on another list that I'll go to my grave with of like the biggest disappointments of my life.
That's your trope.
Is that I won't get
they
more.
They don't actually end up together.
I
don't know how you do it.
Because I'm thinking about it right now. Moulin Rouge, she dies.
Uh-huh. Bughead, they all died.
Bughead, they just don't end up together. Jess and Rory, they don't end up together. I don't know. A show that I recently watched, they don't end up there. And then Manon and Dorian.
She said, we'll see.
We'll see. Throne of Glass. Everyone else in that series gets wrapped up in a nice, pretty little bow. They get their weddings and they get their castles and they get their kids and they get their land and their last names change and they're lords and ladies of each other. And my favorite couple parts ways with a we'll see. Mm-hmm. I need a win. Okay?
You just gotta pick one
I can't help it. The second I met Manon, I was in love with her.
Oh my god.
And she made me love Dorian by the end. Here's hoping that Lucian and ACOTAR.
Oh no. This isn't good.
Let's please let's put good vibes out there this Valentine's Day for Lucian Vansera to end up with whoever he's happy with. And if that's Elaine, then thank goodness.
If that's actually true mate, then he better end up with her because I'm not sitting through a book of him like dealing with a rejected mating bond.
No.
I'm not doing it.
Not after having been what he's been through and not deserving it at all whatsoever.
Yeah, can you stop liking Lucian now?
You think I'm cursed is what you're saying?
Don't taint him.
I'm cursed, man.
Anyway,
Does that wrap up our Valentine's Day
I
episode?
think so.
That was cute.
I think we talked about enough love. Or not real love. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy love.
Yay! Happy
Next
Valentine's
week,
Day.
We'll wrap up Crescent City chat, which is sad.
Yes. We must discuss The House of Flame and Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
The final book. Well, no, not the final book.
We don't
But
know.
the most recent book in the Crescent City series.
Yeah.
And I think we'll get it done in one fell swoop.
We should.
And then we can plan some more fun things.
Yeah. Sounds good.
We don't have a book. We have to use
Wait, you can use my chocolate. I need to put the lid back on after I ate all of them.
Yay! Well, thanks for joining us, everyone, and happy Valentine's Day / Galentine's Day.
Yay.
And on that note, this meeting of the Fangirls Club is adjourned. Yay! Bye.
Love.
Love, I'm doing this for love.
Legally Blonde. Yeah, I don't think we talked about enough musicals.
Oh, God. We could have done an episode for each meeting.